The business of our meeting is the election by the councillors of two of their number into the offices of Mayor and Deputy Mayor. Those supporting Councillor Marchant, 3 votes. Those supporting Councillor Dunkley, 5 votes for Councillor Dunkley. I declare Councillor Dunkley duly elected Mayor of Arcadia Waters City Council. Congratulations.
I only just found out recently that Cemetery Point was actually a cemetery.
Part of it was, a long time ago. The records were lost. A few headstones have long since vanished.
To be or not to be. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. Geez, they make you think, don't they, cemeteries? Back to earth. Now, you want to subdivide all this into suburban blocks for housing?
Well, to be honest, the church could do with a return on the land.
Not impressed.
I spent a long time talking about it.
I'm not impressed.
Why not?
You haven't impressed me.
According to the planning rules, from your planning department...
Hang on, just stop right there and have a look around you. And have a look at the tremendous potential for this site. Can you see the potential?
Well, I think so.
No, sorry, Peter, but I don't think you can. You look at this and you see rules. I look at this and I see opportunity. We've got to seize that opportunity. You know, we've got to make the most of it. We've got to turn on the light bulb of imagination. We've got to think outside the square. Do you know what I'm saying?
I should make it clear at the outset that the church... Even the slightest suggestion of anything like a bribe...
Bribe?
No, I know.
Oh, Jesus,
I'm just
Peter.
making clear...
Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
The church's position.
Yeah, no, look, it's got nothing to do with bribes. Carl?
The site will have to be rezoned, and someone will dream up some planning rules.
Well, you know, come up with the exciting project. Show us the world-class development, get everyone excited, show us the dream, and then tell us how the planning rules should be written. And George will work hand in hand with you on this, won't you, George? Well,
Only too happy to. But it will be very difficult attracting investment into a place called
Cemetery Point. Yeah, no, I'm ahead of you there, Morgan. We'll change the name to Point Paradise.
Point Paradise.
You like the connection?
It's uplifting.
No, yeah, so there's your inspiration, Morgan. Let's build Point Paradise right here in Arcadia Waters.
Congratulations, Miss Mansurface. You've got everyone running around after you.
Thanks for the compliment.
Running around trying to cover up your mess. Tell me, how does someone like you get a job in public relations in a place like this?
I don't know. I must have bitten the heads off a few budgies in a previous life.
When Cole got you in here, did he check that you're one of his left-wing mates before he gave you the job, or was it just good luck for him and bad luck for the rest of us?
Thanks.
I suppose it's being overweight that makes you so clumsy.
Greg, are you aware of what's going on out in the car park?
I'm much too busy to look at things out the window, Liz. If you think something's going on, you deal with it.
So glad I called you.
I want to see your timesheets.
It's not part of my job.
Make sure you actually do any real work around
I work
here.
back late every
Well,
night.
if you can't get your job done in a reasonable
I'd
time...
like to get past.
Go and work somewhere less demanding where you can chat with your mates all day and gossip about your employers and run them into the ground because they're all such horrible people and drink endless cups of coffee that somebody else pays for. Go and work for a charity or an arts group.
You know,
I know, a sheltered workshop.
Piss off!
That is getting you in big trouble. You stay where you are. Helen, come on. Your mother's on the phone. I think you should come and take it. Come on. Councillor Marchant, I hope you weren't saying anything to upset my staff.
I'm the one who's upset.
She says you swore at her.
I wouldn't call it swearing.
Well, she does.
She was being revolting.
I'm sure she was.
She said I was fat.
Look, I know you were provoked, but it's a shame you can't just treat her like a difficult PR exercise and keep you cool.
I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. God, why does everyone end up sounding like my mother?
I'll have a word with her.
It's gone too far now, Greg. She swore at me.
Well, that's very serious.
She actively campaigned against me in the last election.
Well, there's no evidence of
I
that.
caught her red-handed putting up a poster attacking me.
Oh, no, well, there's another interpretation
She
of that.
swore at me, Greg.
Okay, look, I'll have a word with her.
In the middle of a polite conversation, she told me to piss off.
Okay, you leave it with me. I'll have a word with her.
Oh, I don't want you to have a word with her. I want an apology. I want a public apology. I want a public apology in front of the full council.
Okay. Leave it with me. I told Biddy. I was very firm with her. I said she was making it very difficult for other councillors to deal with staff members on a reasonable basis.
Councillors aren't supposed to deal with staff.
Look, we're not banned from speaking with them. We're not banning conversation, but Helen swore at her, okay?
Biddy's behaviour
Don't
was
interrupt
shocking.
me, Liz.
She said Helen was fat.
It's hardly a hanging offence.
Helen was very upset.
And so was Biddy, and now Helen will have to apologise to
Not
her.
unless there's also an apology from Biddy.
Look, I'm trying to kill this off as quickly as possible. In your interest, Liz.
Oh, really? Why are you so concerned about my interest?
I've spoken to some of the councillors about the need for a restructure in your area.
We've just had a restructure, Greg.
Come on, Liz. Everyone knows you're still way overstaffed, and there are still many opportunities for efficiency dividends.
Is this a threat?
Well, look, we're getting distracted. Just concentrate on the apology.
If it happens, it'll be Biddy and Helen apologising to each other, and it won't be in public.
Just think very carefully about what I said, okay?
Morning.
Hi.
Does anyone here know anything about what's happening up on Cemetery Point?
What's happening?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
This Cemetery Point here you're talking about?
I saw some surveyors up there the other day.
What were they doing?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out.
Did you ask them?
I'm asking you.
Well, I don't know. It's a pity you didn't ask them.
There's nothing you can tell me?
No, sorry. If they put in a DA, I could tell you that.
Have they put in a DA?
Not that I know of, no.
So there is nothing you can tell me?
Sorry. Except they can't put in a DA because it's zoned special use cemetery. They have to get it rezoned before you can put in a DA.
Ah. And is it going to be rezoned?
Not that I know of, no.
Is this something you would know about if someone was going to rezone it?
Me? Probably not, no.
Thanks. You've been very helpful.
Anytime.
OK, get me excited. What's it going to look like?
What would you like it to look like?
Well, I'm not the expert.
Tell me, what is Cole's dream for Point Paradise?
Well, well, I thought there'd be some housing up there.
What density?
Medium.
High-rise?
Not too sure about the high-rise.
There's a trade-off?
Right.
Like open spaces, landscape garden?
How high is the high-rise?
How high would you like it?
Not too high.
Then it will be not too high. What else?
Shopping centre.
Oh, yeah? Yep.
Cinemas, cafes, restaurants?
Yeah, why not?
International Resort Hotel?
Is there room?
Well, the investors would like to think so.
Not getting a bit big, is it, Morgan?
Well, that's what I need you to tell me as early as possible.
Right.
What about if they put in a new branch of the library?
Good, George. How big's this hotel?
Well, how big would you like it?
Not too big.
Then it will be not too big. So, Lars, we've just completed the master plan. An international hotel, not too big. Some housing, medium density, not too high. Shops, cinemas, cafes, set in a landscaped garden.
So what'll it look like?
What would you like it to look like?
Not too modern.
But Lars designs buildings which are very modern.
Modern.
They win awards.
People like modern.
You like the Opera House?
It's going to be like the Opera House.
No, but people like the Opera House and that's modern.
If it's modern like the Opera House, then it'll be good. Yeah.
Without the political bonfire that surrounded
Oh,
it,
yes,
which
yes,
led to
please.
the sacking of the architect.
And
Lars would not like that.
and the change of government. I wouldn't like that.
No, I think you picked my worst nightmare there, George.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say now.
No, we build this project, everyone loves it, we win awards, and Biddy gets to open it. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thanks.
Oh, this is all very exciting, Morgan. Lars, good to meet you, by the way. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like.
Thank you. As usual, we're inspired by your enthusiasms. See you, Lars.
Geez, he's a quiet bloke.
Yeah, I'm not convinced he's right. I think we might need to discuss the project with somebody else.
Another lunch.
Oh, I'm afraid we must be prepared to make these sacrifices for the good of the community we serve, Cole.
Yes, Morgan. See you later.
I still think the key to the politics in this is the independent councillor.
Yeah, as you said before.
Oh, by the way, out of that range of options that we discussed, that job in Townsville sounds the most attractive.
And you were showing yourself to be a most deserving candidate, George. So far, so good, eh?
So it's Point Paradise now.
It's better than Cemetery Point, don't you think?
But I can't tell anyone about it.
Oh, you know, it's still on the official secrets list. Doesn't mean you can't do anything, does it?
Like what, for example?
Oh, can't you, start to build a groundswell of excitement about something tremendously exciting going to happen right here in Arcadia Waters and be a world-class something we can show the rest of the world we'll be proud of,
Without saying what it is or where it is?
Yeah, it's a climate of community acceptance.
It's a bummer of a job, Cole.
Come on, mate, I'm relying on you. You're my best worker.
Have you told that to Biddy lately?
Don't worry about Biddy.
You know, she wants me to stand up in council and apologise to her.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
What, I can forget it?
No, you might have to do it, but I don't want you to worry about it. Mate, it's not a big deal, You stand up, you say you're sorry, and you get on with your life.
Well, what if I think she should apologise to me?
Yeah, Yeah, OK, all right. I mean, forget it. So you swore at her. She probably deserved it. What I want you to do is go out and sell this wonderful idea to the community.
Well, I suppose I could start with an attitude survey.
That's the go.
I'm wondering why you would ask me to design this project when that means I won't be able to vote on it when it comes before council.
But I happen to know that you are most sought after by both sides of council. You will declare your conflict of interest, you will leave the room, and they will be falling over themselves to support you.
Is that how you think politics works?
Is it not?
So all you want is any old thing designed by me? You don't really care whether it's good or not?
Oh, quite wrong, Miss Schumacher. I'm counting on you to design such a magnificent scheme that they'll be falling over themselves even more.
Morgan, I'm not looking for flattery, but you know almost nothing of my work.
I confess, I drew your name out of a hat.
I said don't flatter me, but you don't have to go to the other extreme.
You have been highly recommended by someone who would prefer to remain anonymous.
You're being deliberately intriguing.
I know. I'm enjoying myself immensely.
It's hardly a protest group. It's only one man with a couple of signs.
Well, you must tell him to take it down.
It is a democracy, you know.
Yes, but you should explain to him that you're the mayor, tell him that he should trust you and put his sign away.
Do that, he'll be convinced there's something to worry about.
Well, he's already convinced. This is why he puts up his sign.
Well, the best way to handle this is to stay cool. That's why I'm not furiously lobbying the other councillors. If I did that, they'd start to ask questions. Well, you know what they're like, George. You know, they'll talk to each other and worry and build up their worries into a great big worry. That's why I'm getting Helen to work with the community, build up a climate of community acceptance. Because the best way to convince the councillors is to convince the community.
What's Paris famous for?
Paris?
Eiffel Tower. Boulevards. People go there and they say, look at the magnificent boulevard. If there'd been protest groups at the time, they'd never have been built.
Is that right?
They were built by a dictator, Napoleon III. He just said, you know, get those people out of here, knock those houses down. We've got a boulevard going through.
Right, now people love them.
Now people love them. The sad fact is, democracy does not build great cities.
Now, you've got a point, you know.
No, he hasn't. We live in a democracy. We live with protest groups.
But Morgan...
And we all know how effective they can be.
Look, I agree with democracy, passionately. Just that sometimes you've got to deal with idiots. Apart from that, it works perfectly.
And you can handle the idiots?
I can handle the idiots.
And we ask that the council come clean on its plans for Cemetery Point. And further, we request that...
Demand was better.
Well, we agreed upon request.
Demand is stronger.
Let him get to the end.
We request that the headland be preserved as open space for future generations.
Demand is definitely stronger.
Shouldn't we say something about trees?
What trees?
Well, it would look better if there were trees.
You could have a lovely cycle track running through Norfolk Island Pines.
They're not native to the area.
They'd be a real improvement up there.
It was just scrub.
But was it scrub originally?
Look, if you're talking about preservation, that means putting it back the way it was.
I'm sure there would have been trees there.
OK. Look, what if I make it preserved as an example of heritage landscape as open space for future generations?
Well, that's better.
I think it's very good.
What do you think?
Well, it's not up to me. This is a matter of community concern.
It'd be quite wrong of me to interfere in any way. However, if I were writing the letter, I'd make a demand.
Demand is a lot stronger.
Now, there's a lot more we can do on this. I've been stirring up community groups. They don't trust this council. We all know that something's going on at Cemetery Point. If we get them all worked up to make enough noise, we might be able to force Cole to resign.
No. Look, if the area's developed, it's going to mean millions of dollars in sales and rentals.
More people would mean more business.
And a big hotel means travel business for me. Be realistic, Biddy. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot.
Can't we have both? We get rid of Cole, we take over, announce things are going to be different. We still have the development. Maybe even a bigger one.
Could backfire on us.
Once you get protest groups going, there's no stopping them.
Yeah, I think we should stay quiet on this one.
Just listen to you all. Am I the only one here who understands ethics? There must be something we can get out of this.
You know it's the last. Why does every bit of...
Harry,
for what? The almighty bloody dollar.
Harry, hang on. You're getting carried away again. You don't know what you're talking about.
We know something's going on at Cemetery Point.
No, Irene, we've heard rumours. That's all. I've given you all an undertaking. I'll try and find out what's going on as soon as I know something. Have a look at it and we'll see what we think.
I bet you...
Well, Harry, just wait. All right, just let's all keep a cool head and show a bit of leadership. All right, do what governments are meant to do, which is wait until we've got all the facts, then we'll make up our minds. Till then, let's keep our cool and stay quiet. OK?
I hope this will ease the pain.
Never been sacked like this before.
I like to stand out from the crowd.
You commissioned me for this project. We wait months for a brief and we don't get one. When I finally ring you to see what's happening, you tell me our services are no longer required.
Well, as you see, I'm a weak and indecisive man.
No, I see a man who's up to something.
Oh, innocent.
What's it for?
Compensation. If you were a taxi, it'd be waiting time.
Didn't realise taxis were such good business.
And to establish a professional relationship between them.
Exactly what sort of professional relationship?
Oh, one that includes a high level of professional confidentiality.
I would have given you that for nothing.
Well, then you undervalue a very rare and precious commodity.
Waiting time. You pay me quite a lot of money for not doing anything. Some people might say you're trying to buy my vote, Morgan.
There's a simple solution.
I hope you don't try to blackmail me one day by telling my partners I allowed you to do that.
I think we will both tell no one.
Have you seen this? Cole will hate it.
There's worse inside.
I keep telling him, if you're going to keep something like this a secret, people only imagine the worst.
Look at that.
Arcadia Waters City Council calls for a registration of interest from private operators of libraries, Meals on Wheels, aged and youth services. What?
It's Greg. He'll sell off everything in my area and then he'll advertise my job.
Have you talked to Cole about this?
No, I won't. It's Greg and I have to handle it with him.
Well, I'll go and see Cole.
No, hang on, wait a minute. Greg's doing this because I stood up to him. I refused to make you apologise to Biddy.
Is that what this is?
Part of it is.
OK, I'll apologise.
No, you won't.
I don't want you to lose your job.
Helen, come here. I don't want you to apologise.
Well, Cole told me once that I should just do it and get on with my life, and he was probably right.
No, look, Greg's going to sell off my area whether you apologise or not. He's just trying to crawl to Biddy, and I need to learn to stand up to him.
Well, I'll talk to Cole about it.
Helen, stop racing off while I'm trying to talk to you. I don't want you to go and complain to Cole. It makes me look bad. I've got to learn to deal with Greg.
Guess that goes for everyone.
Don't say anything.
He's still on an important call, Helen.
I'll wait.
How are you this morning?
Me? Oh, great, thanks.
Oh, it's good to hear. And since you asked, I've had a bit of that terrible cancer that's going around.
What?
That was a 5-second delay, Helen. You must be worried about something.
Good morning, Janice.
He's on an important call.
Would you be so kind as to tell him I'm here, please, Janice?
Oh, how do I choose?
Oh, don't ask me. It's more than my job is worth.
All right, Biddy, then Cara, and then Helen. You have to be quick. Come on.
What's all this?
Something very exciting, something you want to get in on.
Explain to me why.
Because it's everything you stand for, Biddy. It's investment, it's development, it's progress, and it'll look nothing like this
And you're
nonsense.
hoping I'll support you.
I'm assuming you will, actually.
Even though you don't pay much attention to matters of considerable importance to me.
Such as?
Like a member of your staff out there who continues to be rude to me. These days she doesn't even speak to me.
Don't you think this is making you look just a bit petty?
It's a question of a standard of conduct.
I do not believe that you would let a minor issue like that get in the way of a major development and investment opportunity.
It's not a minor issue.
I wanted to talk to you about this.
Don't take any notice of that rubbish.
I know something about this project, and I can't say much more than that, but it seems to me there's an opportunity to make this a very good project.
Yes, it's a very exciting possibility.
Of course, it depends on who the architects are.
It's a very good architect.
Who?
Lars Jorgensen.
Oh, yeah. He's good.
What? Reservations?
No, he's quite good.
Huh? Problems?
No, not at all.
He wins awards, they tell me.
Yeah, he does.
So you'll be supporting this project?
Yeah, I suppose I will.
I'm very glad you came in, Karen. I kept you to last because I knew you'd understand.
Do you know what Greg is doing to Liz?
What's Greg doing to Liz?
Look here, he's selling off everything in her area so he can restructure a job and get rid of her.
Right, is this about Liz or just his obsession with privatising everything?
Because she wouldn't force me to apologise to Biddy.
Oh, right, well, then you might have to.
Liz doesn't want me to.
Bet she does, though.
She just told me she doesn't.
Yeah, she'd say that, though, wouldn't she?
Well, she told me Greg is going to get rid of her whether I apologise or not.
Yeah, it might help, though. You know, who's the Greg thing if you
But
do.
Liz wants to stand up to Greg, and she wants me to stand up to him too.
Yeah, but isn't she just saying that so you don't feel like you're under pressure?
Liz is the one person around here who doesn't play games.
Okay, you made your point.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'll think about it, but right now I want to talk to you about this
I'll
rubbish.
talk to you about that when you promise that you'll do something about Liz.
What is this? Look, this is the main game. All right, mate, all right. Hey, Helen, all right, I'll do it.
I'll talk to Greg. But don't push me, all right? Don't keep asking me, have you done it, have you done it? I'll do it, but I'll choose the moment. But right now, I have to concentrate on this.
So in other words, you know, there haven't been any meetings going on in secret. No one's been kept in the dark, Fran. All I've been doing is respecting the wishes of the owners of the land, the church. Right, and the developers. I've been respecting their desire for a bit of confidentiality until they've worked out what they actually want to do. And at the first opportunity, which is now, I brought you all here to bring you up to date.
Not everyone's going to like it.
Well, some people don't like Christmas, Fran.
But some people want to see it stay as open space.
Well, no, that's not an option, and that's what you've got to explain to these people. No, it's not public land.
What about respect? My great-grandfather, big, what's name was?
Yeah, no.
Headstone.
Fair enough, Harry, but a long time ago. But now we've got an opportunity to all get behind something in a bipartisan way, right, and help create a lot of new jobs, bring in the tourists, and help put Arcadia Waters on the world map. Come on, Biddy, show some enthusiasm.
I'd love to, Cole. I was just wondering how bipartisan we were going to be.
Completely, what?
Well, if we all agree to this, are we going to see one picture after another of Cole Dunkley taking all the credit? Or are we actually going to be fair about
Look,
that?
you know that I've always had a policy of giving credit where credit is due.
I made a speech at the Chamber of Commerce, Cole, about all the missed opportunities. I listed this as one of them, the main one, actually.
Right, well, no one brought that to my attention, Biddy.
I thought that was the sort of thing Helen was supposed to do. Don't tell me she's falling down on her job.
Not a chance. I'm not sharing the credit with her. She didn't think of this, I did.
Yes, Carl.
Why do you say it like that?
I didn't say it like anything. I'm genuine. All credit goes to you.
Oh, no, George, you've played a part. I mean, you're the one who brought Morgan in.
I was just doing my job.
No, it's a very important, critical role you've played, George.
Look, we've always spent the rest of our lives patting each other on the back. Are you sure, Cole, that all the councillors will stay behind this, even when they're lobbied by protest groups?
I think they will, but to be honest with you, Morgan, the truth is politicians can't always be trusted.
I'll write that on my desk calendar.
And that's why I've got Helen keeping a lid on this protest movement so it doesn't get out of hand and doesn't start to rattle some of the more nervous councillors.
Well, who do you think's most likely to crack?
No one at the moment, George. They're 100% behind me.
You can't ignore
Harry,
it's the will of the... They don't want it. They
people?
hate it. They've made that crystal.
Harry, keep your voice down.
Am I shouting?
How many people have actually rung you?
Well, there was... One was Paulie from the club, and the other was...
Two. That is not a giant wave of community opinion, Harry. The sky isn't falling.
Yeah, but the snowball...
Don't panic. I'll say it again. Don't panic.
It's easy for you
Harry,
to say.
it'll be an award-winning scheme by a great architect, and when people see it, they'll say, wow, Harry, this is tremendously exciting.
I only
if
hope
you don't mind, I've got to go to a meeting with Helen.
I've said it before. One-man
Don't
band,
worry
don't
about
do
it,
it,
Harry.
Comrade. Don't do it. Be very, very careful. That's all I'm...
Oh, yeah? No problem. Yeah. All right. See ya. Sorry about that. What were you saying?
There was one good suggestion, though, an ideas competition.
No, it's too late.
Well, why is it? Why can't we hold a competition and architects and developers put in their ideas and local citizens too, if they want to, and then we have an exhibition?
Pay attention. It's too late.
We need to do something so the community feel like they're involved.
I'm very disappointed in you, Helen. I'm sorry, mate, but after all this time, I didn't want you to come back and say what people want up there is, quote, nothing.
Well, that's what I found out.
Well, maybe you need to think a bit laterally.
Yeah, but we need to do something so the community feels like they're part
Well, how
of
about
it.
this? Trust. You work on getting the community to trust me, and then they'll trust my ideas.
Oh, yeah, and every time a politician says, trust me, the people don't. It's a loser's game, Cole.
You know, I've been standing up to a lot of pressure over you.
Yeah, and I'm stupid enough to go on telling you what I think with no bullshit like I always have.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Oh, geez, did you eat all that pepperoni?
Oh, you didn't want it?
No, I was on the phone.
Oh, well, go and get your number.
No, stay there. It's just you always order the seafood and you bloody well eat it.
I order it for you.
Well, I don't like seafood.
Oh, well, I've been meaning to ask you why you never eat them.
Thank you very much for coming in.
But you haven't actually said what is going to happen at the Headland.
No, well, look, I can't yet, but as luck would have it, you have come in at exactly the right time. Your views will be fed into the equation and it'll definitely have an influence on the final outcome. All right, once again, thank you very much for your hard work. Appreciate it very much, really do.
I think that went pretty well.
I think he's palming us off.
Oh, he's a busy man.
So this is just like a rerun of what you did with childcare?
No, I think there's a bit more to it than that, Lee.
In other words, I should start looking for another job.
Not at all. No, when we advertise your job, I will personally invite you to apply for it.
With fingers crossed that I don't get it.
Not at all. I think you have completely the wrong impression. Mind you, I have heard some criticism.
What criticism?
Well, some people say that you might be a bit too soft.
What, because I won't make Helen apologise to Biddy?
Well, that might be one example, but no. It's the fact that your area continues to be way overstaffed.
I'm not overstaffed.
Oh, I think you could downsize a good 20%.
I'm not overstaffed.
And you're a bit too pushy for your own good.
Oh, right, so I'm a bit too soft and a bit too pushy.
And you're not a team player.
This used to be such a good place to work.
See, now, I think that's a perception problem, Liz. The kind of world you're talking about ended a long time ago.
No, it was just after you arrived, actually.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
No, he's impressed.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's modern.
It's not too modern.
Seems to recall those beautiful Italian villages around the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it does, although this seems to have more trees.
Well, this is the great credit of the architect, that he's prepared to have his award-winning buildings merely glimpsed between a generous landscaping of large trees.
Trees will be very popular.
Yeah, Paris eat your heart out.
The model looks terrific, Helen. Going to get us a lot of support. It's very exciting. When did this happen? So when did Biddy tell you this?
She didn't. I heard it from one of the protest meetings. She's told them she'll oppose any development on Cemetery Point. And she'll run for election on a platform of saving the headland. Could be a real winner for her, Carl.
What, you just letting this happen, are you?
And the protest movement is getting very strong and she's been in it, apparently.
What, aren't you in there too?
And you should pay
Tell them they
attention to
can't
it.
trust her?
Oh, yeah, sure. And she sues me for slander.
Come on, there are ways of putting it around.
You know, I can't get involved in politics.
I'm starting to wonder what you can get involved in.
Thanks.
Biddy,
Yes, Carl?
I thought we had an agreement.
What agreement was that?
You stood on that headland, we agreed we'd make it bipartisan.
Only in principle.
Only in principle.
Depended on the details.
Let me explain to you the principle of a bipartisan agreement. A bipartisan agreement is one where both sides agree.
I do know that.
And because both sides agree, if there is any political fallout, both sides are protected from any damage. Are you with me so far?
I think I'm ahead of you.
No. You think that because a few people start squawking, you've got to drop your support for something that's going to be very good for this area and create a lot of jobs.
You're not listening to the people.
It's a silly attempt at political opportunism.
I'd call it political realism, and we're going to have you on toast.
Yeah, Harry, call an emergency meeting of our faction tonight at my place. No, Harry, the sky isn't falling. Just a few bits of it. Harry, the Sydney Opera House was built on a headland. I mean, at one time, that would have been a bare headland.
It was a tram shed.
All right, it was a tram shed. But if we'd had to save the tram shed protest, then we'd have a tram shed instead of one of the most famous buildings in the world.
You're not trying to say it's going to be like the Opera House.
Harry, mate, it's a brilliant design.
Big sales.
The architect wins awards. He's good. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of trees.
Isn't there a value in open space?
Yeah, there's open space in the development, Fran. It's called landscaping. It's a pity we didn't invite Karen here tonight. She's an architect. She's right behind this. She thinks it's going to be a big step forward for Arcadia Waters.
That'll be there.
I'll get him. Do you think, realistically, we can get past the local objections?
We've got to get past them, Irene. I mean, opportunities like this only come along once in a lifetime. And Biddy's decided she's going to play politics on this, and that is why I need every one of you to stand by me, all right? And with Karen as well, we'll punt this through for a goal.
But playing into the hands of the... What about the little man?
Harry, if I don't get support on this, you'll have to find someone else to be mayor.
Well, if that's the will of the...
No, we're with you, Cole.
Don't worry.
If Karen thinks this is
Oh,
okay...
yeah, she's the expert.
No, she's right behind this.
And despite everything, Cole, you're the best mayor we're likely to get around here.
Right, despite everything. Oh, well, that's something, I suppose.
I got 4 pizzas, vegetarian for me, 2 pepperonis, no anchovies, and a, seafood for you, Cole.
Beauty.
Hello, Karen. Hello, Dennis.
Oh, you here to see me? Been to look at the, ant? Come and tell me.
Carl, you won't forget that Liz has been looking for you about the checks.
No.
And that Greg wants to see you and that the childcare farewell has already started.
So put my phone on Do Not Disturb if you wouldn't mind, Janice. Just for a couple of minutes.
Janice, I told you I wanted to see him.
Oh, yes, so you did. And now he's in a meeting, Greg.
What do you think?
It's interesting.
Interesting? What do you mean interesting?
I think it's very brave.
Oh, God, not brave. Don't tell me it's brave.
I am aware that people can get attached to a place that has for a long time been vacant land.
You do know that staying vacant is not an option. It's private land.
The only way it might work is if you happen to have a very good scheme.
Well, come on.
It's a very good scheme.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? Just a second, I'm going to lock this door so they went out of the world with dog barging in on us. Oh, tremendous. This
Really wonderful. I mean, I cannot tell you what it's like to constantly have ideas you know can be great, they're within grasp, and they're gone. But this, Karen, this, we're going to do this together.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Well, I'm very excited. And I'm glad you're excited.
Where's Cole?
In there.
Yeah, with Karen.
Door's locked.
He's not stupid, is he?
Well, I'll send you my bill at the end of the month.
Thanks. Oh, and by the way, I've fallen in love with you.
What?
You know, maybe you'd tell me I've just made a complete and utter dickhead of
You
myself.
just made a complete and utter dickhead of yourself.
Karen?
Cole.
There's more trouble with Mike Lemoyne.
Can you handle it?
No.
This is actually really
Please.
urgent. I think the best place for it's in your office. Thanks.
Yep.
The guilty must be punished.
Greg, you all right? Don't move. Don't move, mate.
I just want to check everything's working.
Stay still. Janice will ring for the ambulance.
Where's... Oh, God. I thought for a second... I saw my life flash between my eyes.
Stay still, mate. Stay still.
No, this is important. Shush. I was in midair. I hadn't hit the ground yet and everything was in slow motion. I thought, oh, God, I'm going to die.
Stay
and
still.
You know, what's my life been for? You know, what are my kids going to remember me for? I mean, you know, life's got to be about something more than just the bottom line and efficiency dividends and risk-reward trade-offs. And, God, it's just mumbo-jumbo compared with, you know, life.
Greg, you might think it's an odd moment to say this. You're not being a bit tough on Liz, are you?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah? Yes, I am. You're right, thanks. That's what I mean. Why am I doing that? You know, she's a good person. Okay, now, from now on, you know, from tomorrow, I'm going to be nice to Liz. You know, she's very good at her job, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Nice to Liz, you know, nice to everyone. Oh, God, Cole, you know, just a few seconds and suddenly the whole world, it's just changed.
Good, Greg. It's all right. Just stay still. Stay still. Sorry I'm late.
Hey, you said you'd give me some notice. Watch this.
I'm sorry. All right, quick recap.
I've already told.
Or I'm sure you have. Mr. Lemoyne was told some time ago...
Nearly a year ago.
Yeah, that one of his walls was too close to the boundary. Which wall is it, Mike?
This one.
Turned out it wasn't that much too close. In fact, a second survey revealed it was only a matter of millimetres.
Yeah, 15, that's all.
Now, there's been a lot of water under the bridge on this one. I think the big question for us today is, do we say, what the hell, it's not that bad, and let it stand?
I've asked to look round the back, Mr. Lemoyne said no.
It's private property.
Well, I wouldn't feel right if I didn't see the whole building.
It's just the one bloody wall all the way down. I don't see what the...
Mike, you're not doing yourself any good here.
All right, but you better be bloody quick.
Morgan said to tell you he's talked to Karen. She still supports the project.
Good, George. Tell Morgan he's the best person to speak to at the moment, but the rest of my faction is still solid.
Right, there it is, the other end. Seen it? Happy?
You've got your windows papered over.
How's that a crime, is it?
Keep your shirt on, Mike.
Look, I'm sorry, my mother's up there. She needs her privacy.
All right.
You going to be much longer?
Anything else?
Nope.
Right, well, we've seen enough. I think you can safely assume you won't have to demolish that wall, Mike.
Out bloody time.
What happened to your off-street parking, Mike?
It's a sweatshop. It's okay. Please stay. Please, okay. Idiot.
Come at a bad time, did we, Mike?
Hello.
Good afternoon, Janice. Morgan Bartok. Can I speak with Mayor Dunkley, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Bartok. Mayor Dunkley is tied up in a very urgent matter, but he will see you as soon as possible.
You can't do this to me, Harry.
I'm sorry, comrade, but I couldn't in all conscience. That headland, it's got to stay like it is.
What, is this payback for the bowling club, is it, Harry?
I would never.
Yeah.
Bigger issues have to.
Oh, yeah.
And Fran feels the same, by the way.
Karen, Irene, me. Not enough.
Janice. Yep. Could you get Helen to... No, tell Helen to come in here urgently. Yep, tell her to drop whatever she's doing and get in here. Get in here. And hold all other calls. Get me Gordon, Victor and Solwa. Quick as you can, thanks, Janice. Helen, great. 2 jobs, one you like, one you probably won't like. First is, can you dig out a speech that Biddy made to someone not too sure when, can't have been too long ago, about the Cemetery Point development? She said she was pro-development.
I'll try.
Right, good, mate, good. Now the one you probably won't like. It looks like I'm going to have to get Biddy to change her mind on the headland. And, Harry and Fran have jumped ship, by the way. They're voting against the development.
Oh, sorry.
Right, well, it's not your fault, but looks like it'll probably help if you do make that apology.
You're kidding.
No, I thought you could do it tonight before the presentation and vote. So something brief would do.
You don't ask much, do you?
I know, mate, I know. But look, after a year of working on this, I cannot let this Point Paradise thing just fade away into a puff of smoke. I can't, mate, I can't. Yes, Janice. I did say no other calls. Who? Oh, all right, you put him on. How you going, Drew?
I don't know if you remember me.
Yes, of course I remember you.
Look, I'm not calling you in an official capacity. I haven't got one. But as a citizen who's supported you over many years, I think on Cemetery Point you're making a big mistake. And the feeling of nearly everyone I speak to is against the project. And I'm sorry to say, against you too.
Right, look, well, will you do this for me, Drew? Come into the meeting?
Yes, I will.
Good. Look at the presentation.
Yes.
Right, listen to the arguments and keep an open mind. You do that?
All right.
Good. Thanks for your call.
Bye.
Janice, no more calls like that, please. Who? OK, yep, send her in. And how are you going with Gordon and Salwa, Victor? Oh, are they? Right, well, just on the phone we're done, but look, send them in as soon as they get here. What about Salwa? How are you going with her?
Oh, bloody hell. Oh.
Keep trying. I've just had a car bomb in here. Harry and Fran have decided they're too green to support the development, so that just leaves you, me and Irene. On the other hand, Gordon and Victor are on their way in, which I take as a good sign, and what?
I'm afraid I'm another car bomb.
Look, if it's anything
I've
to do...
just had a call from Morgan Bartok.
Yeah?
He told me he's very happy that I'm supporting his project.
Right, he's not the only...
And should I decide not to support it, he'll have no alternative but to reveal that some time ago he discussed my being commissioned as the architect. And he'll say that I have a conflict of interest and I'm only voting against the project because I didn't get the job.
But you like the project?
Yeah, I do.
Well, can't you just vote for it?
I don't think I can.
But you like the project?
I've been compromised.
Karen, if this has anything to do with what happened...
No.
I need your vote.
I don't think I can, I'm sorry.
I'll ring Morgan. I'll tell him he's an idiot. I'll say he's got to apologise to you. He'll ring you, he'll take it all back, and you'll be in the clear.
It's not only that. Some of those are threatening.
Right, yeah, but... most of these, they're form letters, and they've got Biddy stamped all over them. Karen, I know there is a bit of community opposition to this project, but please do not vote against it when you said yourself it is a great project.
I thought I'd have to abstain.
Gordon, Victor, Irene. Just a sec. Any luck with Salwa? Right, keep trying. All right. All right, well, look, how about this? You tell your story at the meeting tonight. You say that Morgan offered you the job, you didn't get it, but no sour grapes on your part. You like the scheme, you want to support the scheme, and you ask council to vote on whether or not you've got a conflict of interest.
I don't know.
Think about it. I will not be the captain of a sinking ship. I will not. This is a great project. You said so yourself, which is good to know, by the way. There's got to be a way to make this work.
Is that it?
No.
You know, there's a way of doing this apology, Helen.
Boy, Liz, sometimes it's really hard to be loyal around here.
Yeah, but that's loyalty, isn't it, when it's hard? No, what I'm saying is, there are ways of saying you're sorry, and there are ways of saying you're sorry. You want me to help you?
What are you showing me this now for?
Well, because I think it's a bit overdue, Cole.
I didn't know Liz was up for a salary review.
No, she's not.
Greg, I think you've got a vendetta going here, mate.
But Cole...
What happened to the new caring and sharing, Greg?
When it comes to salaries...
This might not have been something you learned in your MBA, Greg. You've got a problem with strong women. You don't learn that, I might have to run you over again.
Oh, just... If you could just have a look...
How you going, Victor? Gordon, how are you? Hey, hang on. Isn't this a lot of money? Yeah, well, I think Liz has been treated really badly. What's going on? You know, I think I've been unfair to her. I haven't paid her properly and I want to make it up to her. No. I think she really appreciate this extra money, Cole. No. Look, I think we might just sit on this until I'm sure you're not doing anything tricky.
But Cole, I'm not...
Is this what you're looking for?
Yes, fantastic. You're fantastic. Wasn't politically incorrect. I'll give you a great big kiss and a hug.
Thank God for political correctness.
The other thing? What about the other thing?
Oh, Liz has helped me, but I'm not sure. If I have to get up and apologise to Biddy, I might just vomit.
Right. Might just be the distraction I need.
OK.
Yeah, mate.
See you soon. I've just heard from Biddy. She's on her way. Salwa's not with her.
Good. At least they're not conspiring together.
Not that anyone.
Look, I'll talk to Biddy, all right? Now, Gordon, if you grab Salwa as soon as she gets here, I mean, she's got to be with us on this, hasn't she?
Biddy thinks she's going to score a big political win on this.
Yeah, none of us agree with her.
Good. All right. Irene, Victor, Gordon, me, Salwa, probably that's 5. Biddy, possibly that's 6. Karen on a sort of a standby in case we don't get Salwa or Biddy. Well, we're thinking about it. It'll be close, but I think we can do it.
Cole, I've searched my conscience on this and I'm going to abstain.
How's it going? Oh, good.
Biddy, just before we go into the meeting, I thought I'd like to clear something up that's been outstanding for some time. I would like to demonstrate to you that I do take your feelings and your concerns into consideration. I have asked Helen to make that apology to you tonight.
Really? Wonder what's brought this on, Cole?
Well, I think you know what's brought this on. Look, to be honest, I thought that by clearing the air on this, you'd think again about Cemetery Point. When after all, what we're talking about is jobs and employment and tourism, everything else we've been talking about. We did say we'd make it bipartisan, if you remember.
It'll have to be a pretty good apology.
Welcome, everyone. It's always heartening to see the gallery so well attended. Lets all the councillors here know that you really do take an interest in the work that we all do on your behalf. Now, we have a full agenda tonight. Before we all get to the major issue, there is a matter of conscience which we've put first.
Matter of conscience?
No, not now, Harry.
Just a few words on this important...
No, we're not there.
If you'll just bear with me, won't keep you. As I said, just a few words on the... I was born here in Arcadia Waters. I've seen a lot of change, and I'm sorry to have to admit that it's not all for the best. Some lovely old buildings, some nice streets have gone. I have to take some blame for a lot of what we've lost. We all make mistakes. But when it comes to Cemetery Point, where I used to play with me mates when I was a boy, where I've stood and watched the sun come up, where I've been rained on as the storms lashed in across from the Tasman, where my great-grandfather is buried. For me to let them turn that into brick and concrete, I can only say it'll be over my dead body.
Thank you, Councillor Bond. As I was saying, there is an additional item on the agenda tonight. We'll get it out of the way first so we can allow the orderly procedure of the rest of the meeting to proceed in an orderly fashion. Will a member of our staff, Helen Mansoufis, please come forward.
Mr. Mayor, councillors and colleagues, I believe that good government at any level has as its foundation a relationship between staff and elected representatives which is based on trust, mutual respect and courtesy at all times. Last year I was involved in an incident where those principles were abandoned. I'd like to say to all councillors that if there is anything I have done which might have been open to misinterpretation as being inappropriate under the circumstances, then I apologise.
I move acceptance.
Second from the Chair. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thanks, Helen. Moving to the main issue.
No, just a minute. I don't accept that apology.
Well, everyone else did, Councillor.
Rescission motion.
Overruled.
Point of order.
No point of order.
You can't overrule a rescission motion.
You can't have a rescission motion on a matter of conscience.
I'd like to make a personal statement.
Overruled.
You can't overrule a personal statement.
No, but I can move the personal statement to the end of the agenda. We will hear your personal statement then, Councillor Marchant. If you don't sit down, I'll have to ask one of the marshals to come and remove you from the chamber. Councillors, citizens of Arcadia Waters, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, it's not easy being a politician these days. It's even harder being a leader. The chains of office are often a burden. You always have to look at the big picture. No matter what anyone else is doing, you have to look at what's good for the future. And sometimes along comes a rare opportunity to do something very important. And the sort of opportunity that is only there once, and if you don't take it, it's gone forever. Now tonight we are looking at the future of the church property on Cemetery Point. Now a lot of people have been thinking about this, some of them for quite a long time. For example, last year in a speech to the Arcadia Waters Chamber of Commerce, Councillor Marchant said, and I'll quote here, "Cemetery Point is ripe for development. A vacant block of land like that isn't doing anyone any good." Now, I have my own dream for this headland. I'm going right out on a limb tonight to present my dream to you, and to ask you to trust me, to support me, and at the very least, keep an open mind. Because believe me, I have dug deep into my conscience over this. Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, we have before us a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to preserve Cemetery Point as open public space. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, this is overdevelopment. And no matter what the pressure, no matter if we are dragged into court over this, we will say no, no, and